Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, okay? I've been seeing a lot of stuff. First of all, good stuff's coming. Sun things, activations, lots of light, lots of shifts. The sun has been, like, charging us up. I can't, like, there's something with the throat chakra. But I started where I live. Everybody around here, everybody you know too, has been posting pictures of the Aurora Borealis. And immediately I was like, wait. Maybe. And I'm not a pessimistic person, man. I'm not like, I don't expect everything to be gross and like, I like nature. I like the animals. Ooh, pretty sky. I'm like that. But I was like, that's messed up. Something's weird. Something feels wrong about it. Okay. And I was like, whatever. Just let everybody be happy with their fucking little Aurora Borealis pet. I'm so happy. I saw one finally. And I'm just over here like, that's not normal. And then, just a moment ago, I saw a picture and it was like, ooh, will people in mass have another chance to see it this weekend? And I was like, yeah, they're probably going to be charging up the ionosphere so that they can fucking bring some more storms here. Because they're clearly doing something. But then it hit me. Down in frickin' Florida, before the storms came, there's a guy that I've watched on Instagram.
For a week or so before Hurricane Helene, I did a post on how there was bioluminescence in Siesta Key, Florida. And not only that, but very close to Siesta Key in Anna Maria Island, there were waves that looked like this. And this post talked about how potentially both of those things could be caused from frequency. Sound frequency, that is. And I provided some pretty solid evidence that, well, that may not be 100% what was causing those anomalies. There's a chance that it could be. And I'm not sure if you've seen it, but there are a lot of people, weathermen included, that thought that this path seemed strange, like it was headed right for Tampa and then all of a sudden kind of veered away. And well, I want to show you something. I want to show you this anomaly-looking pulse and ring and circle that was captured right near Tampa, but also right near Siesta Key, where I saw the bioluminescence, and right...
Do you guys remember when I made that video about the Antarctica thing that came up, the blob? And I was like, hey, look, I just saw this post of underwater in Florida because there was like those like electric wires and stuff down there. Like, I was like, what are they hiding under the water? Remember? I was freaking out. It was a cool one. We were going all over the map and stuff, looking at like the weird shit. The video that I made like 5 months ago, okay? 5 months ago we made this video. We're talking about the thing that came up. Alright, and when he was making this video, he was talking about things right there. See that? And I had been editing this video. Dude, I was editing the video that I was just making, right? And in that video that I was just making, the guy was like, what the hell? It kind of looks like these things are under the water. It kind of looks like these things are under the water, right? Pop onto Facebook real quick because I got distracted because of the ADHD bullshit. And I was still trying to find that other guy that originally posted that big blob. And what shall I find? This post. Which Bimini Road, all of that shit's down there, right? It's literally exactly the thingy that was just in that other video. What are they hiding under the water? This is the synchronicity. Look at it. Would you just look at it? Just look at it. They're trying to tell me something. Those thingies look just like the thingies. Something's under there. That's what it is. How CERN had places that lined up with the places, like the islands down near Antarctica where that anomaly came out of that they tried to say never happened. Well, it was around Bimini Road, Florida area that they had that stuff under the water that looks like frequency freaking like cables and stuff. Like antennas. They doing this. I'm telling you, man. I know they're doing some shit that just clearly, obviously, something.
Right near Tampa, but also right near Siesta Key, where I saw the bioluminescence, and right near Anna Maria Island, where there were square waves. So I'm not saying anything, I'm just showing something. And well, You should read this down here too and just hit pause if you want, because it's...
When I visited my grandmother who lives in St. Petersburg, Florida, there are myths of why that specific area, Tampa, St. Pete, Treasure Island, never gets hit by hurricanes that seem to have the trajectory to do so. Some say the area has native spirits protecting it, others say they're just lucky. The rings show the source of the pulses that steer the control of these storms. Of course, those in the control rooms would never destroy themselves, not to mention I noticed all sorts of weird Freemason Illuminati statues and murals all over St. Petersburg. They must know that if it will stay protected, eye of the storm kind of shit. Okay, so earlier today I saw a man who was like a native person, and he said that somewhere in Tampa there was like blessed lands, mounds, and somebody freaking dug them up, and there was bones there, and they were saying like the lands that were blessed are no longer blessed, and this happened not too long before this all started happening. But I honestly think that it's probably all a combination of that stuff, because when you start creating timelines, you know, they know this. That's why they have the fear-mongering. You go watch the news and stuff. It's all fear-mongering. It's all scary. It's all bad. It's good, like it's going to be the worst thing ever, because they know that the collective consciousness can create that together, stronger together. That's why we need to be aware of what they're doing so we can counteract it and transmute it and change those outcomes to a better thing, so that these timelines where like sacred ground and mounds aren't getting dug up, and there's not a comet coming that's going to be bringing whatever, and there's not all these frequencies. Like the synchronicities there to show those who have the eyes to see what the little plan is, so we can, you know, rewrite the history and rewrite the forthcoming parts of the show so that these bad things don't happen. But there are signs everywhere for us to pay attention to.
But that's me last night at Siesta Key Beach, and this is Bioluminescence. And I literally just got done posting about this supposed asteroid coming to orbit Earth for a little while starting September 29th, and talking about how maybe it's just some sort of spiritual entity up in the sky and not an asteroid, because the Book of Enoch references stars as angels. So I literally just got done on my main account talking about stars and angels, and then I come over here to post on bioluminescence, and I click on this website, and one of the very first things it talks about is Luciferian production and how that causes the bioluminescence. Luciferian, Lucifer is an angel. Now, during this newscast about the 33-foot in diameter asteroid approaching the Earth, they also mention a giraffe, so I had to gematria the giraffe. And when I did, you will never guess what I found. The only thing that isn't a name. Check this out. Wait for it. I am an angel. They're literally telling us that there is an angel coming towards the Earth, and this bioluminescence that is happening all over the west coast of Florida. And what's coming in the next few weeks here as this supposed asteroid approaches us. But I can tell you, I think things are about to get a little crazy. So get your mind and your body and your spirit right, eat healthy, do some fasting, do some praying, do some meditating, get some exercise, and keep your head on a swivel. And of course, this is all for entertainment purposes. I know this is just caused by algae, and there's really an asteroid coming towards Earth. It's definitely not anything spiritualist.
You know, he pops up randomly within my synchronicities too, and he was like, it's so weird because there were, you know, like when the water has that bioluminescence in it, the water was doing that, but also the water had square shaped freaking waves, and people are trying to say like, oh, that happens when two oceans come together, but it was like, okay, but that was happening while that was happening, and something else was happening, like three things are happening simultaneously, and then all these storms are coming, and I was like, okay, that's weird, but like I just connected it, like the Aurora Borealis and the colors of that bioluminescence, very similar. Sorry, an offer thing just came in, and I was like, ooh. So yeah, like, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of weird. I do, and like, during that storm, right, hundreds and hundreds of birds are dropping from the sky again. When they charge up the ionosphere, it messes with the wildlife, it messes with everything, and it's not okay. people, like, I was talking to my dad earlier about this. People are like, they can't, like, you know, manipulate the weather. And I'm like, they definitely fucking can. And they've openly admitted that. They have patents to direct the hurricanes. They have them to create, or like no, they can't really control it fully, right? Like, they can't, like, but they probably can, because, like, these are things that were patented a long time ago, and who knows what they actually allow us to see. But the ones that they allow us to see have things that are specifically, like, in order to get a patent, it needs to work. It can't just be a theory, okay? It needs to actually work. So all of those patents that are there work. And it's like, oh, make this, make that. Also, during that hurricane, Milton, there's, like, an influencer on Instagram, and she had been posting stories that day, and I was keeping an eye on any of the people that I knew were down there. And she's like, this is so weird. And she's lived there her whole life. She's like, there's so many tornadoes touching down all over the place. Weird. Like 8 of them at the, like, within the first hour of it getting close to them. And then so many more. Like, that was, like, all of her stories were just, like, all of these tornado warnings in the hurricane. I was like, all right. And other people are mentioning it. Like, that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Which all of this is weird, but yeah, we did good job, everybody. Because, like, I put my video out, and then all of a sudden I see all these people being like, we gotta send healing, and it was like we all received the call at the same time to be like, we gotta do healing, we gotta direct the storm, we gotta do helps. But while everybody's been focused on, like, the hurricanes over here, Wyoming has been on fire, just burning up. So we need to send some water that way, but we also need to be aware of, like, we need to be protecting ourselves, because, like, if you're on a coast, man, you know, it don't even matter. You could be anywhere. They fucking took it 300 miles inward into a fucking mountain town and destroyed the place. Completely gone. Who knows, like, I think it depends where you are and what resources are there and who wants what, and if you're close to things that could become those cities and stuff. But it's messed up. We do need to continue to work together right now, and we do need to continue to send healing to all of the places on the earth, and be aware of these things. Like I see it as, like, oh, that's not good, that's an omen, that's a bad thing, and everybody's like, it's so beautiful. It was beautiful, but it did not feel legitimate. It did not feel correct. Instincts were like, that feels icky. It feels icky. And I felt that way the last time it came around, because it's not supposed to be down here, first of all. Second of all, I don't trust this motherfucking place anymore. I don't trust anybody on it. I don't trust any of the weather. I don't trust any of that stuff. But other than that, I do feel, like, really good. Like, I feel happy. I'm good. I'm okay. Keeping a high vibration. And I have felt that way for, like, the last week. A lot of people have been having weird, like, sleep things. Like, I slept late today, but I was, like, up all night. I was up till 4 recording videos for the other channel, and then I fell asleep for a little while, woke up at, like, 6 a.m. and published it, and then went back to sleep till, like, noon. But other people I know who, like, one person supposed to be up at 5 a.m., she didn't get up until, like, noon. Other people who are normally up in the morning sleeping late. So I know a lot of people are being impacted and being tired, or just, like, having a different sleep schedule. But there is a lot of stuff coming in with the sun codes, light codes, lots of frequencies, lots of good things. I feel like it's almost like I feel like the star beings are helping, because I've been seeing them, and I've been seeing them at, like, times that I normally wouldn't be seeing them, and other things going on, like the knocking on my window and stuff like that. Just a lot of, like, little signs and synchronicities. And last night when I was doing the live, like, a lot of the readings that came through, it was like, illuminate the sun. Like, I saw a reading the other day that was talking about the light codes coming from the sun, and then today I did a private reading for somebody, and there was so much in there specifically about the light codes. It was like several hundred different cards in a row that were like light, lightning, light code, like, you know what I mean? Sun, illuminate, awakening, all of that. So I do feel like people are illuminating, things are awakening, things are shifting, good things are coming, abundance is on its way. Abundance is already here. Like, I've been having some weird shit happen that I'm like, so much of a, like, this is really too good to be true type of energy, which I need to get out of, because I like, people reaching out to me and asking me stuff or wanting stuff to do something that I'm like, that must be a scam. But it wasn't. Somebody else had to message me, like another person who sells decks and stuff was like, hey, that's a person I know, you should talk to them. Because but this is why it was a red flag, because on Etsy they're like, don't take their Etsy messages off of Etsy, blah 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 blah. And so if somebody tries to take you off of the Etsy messages, it's a red flag, especially when they're asking for something like astronomically big that nobody has ever asked it for. It's like, are you sure? But that's a good thing, and I've seen other things like that over the last few days, and like that somebody just made an offer on another thing that I offer. So like good things are happening, but I've been so used to being in fight or flight and like lack and struggling to eat. Like, you know, I'll eat a bag of chips so that they can have their dog log. You know what I mean? So it's, I know, like, I'm coming out of that. The abundance is coming in again. The blessings are coming in again. Like, big, mind-blowing things are happening again. But I need to be aware of that, and you might need to be aware of that, too. Like, don't sabotage yourself. Don't ignore the opportunities just because they might not work out. Like, allow them the opportunity to actually grow without expecting them to not be good. And this could be in other areas, too. Like, somebody messaged me today about they had received a compliment from somebody, but they didn't recognize it as a compliment at first until someone else was like, that's a compliment. That person was flirting with you very openly and you missed it. But they're not used to that. They grew up in a dynamic where people were like, nobody'll ever want you, boop, right? So if you've had that in your life, if you've gotten to those frequencies of thinking like, nothing works out for me, people don't like me, I'm not good enough, nobody loves me, nobody wants to support me, when the offers start coming in, you may think that can't be right. They can't be right. They must be like, oh, that compliment, that must be horrible. You must mean like I'm really bad. You know what I mean? We take it wrong. So try not to do that right now. Try to be open to the blessings that are coming in. Try not to cut yourself off from them, because there's gonna be a lot of them showing up. But it may be so like, you know, big that it's almost unbelievable to you. Believe it so that you can keep it and receive it. You know, allow it in. I notice, because of what I've been through with people, it's very hard for me to trust people. It's very hard for me to even want to connect with people anymore. But 1010, I need to. 1010 portal is opening us up. I need to let people in. I need to trust people again and believe that not everybody is going to do what those other people did. I don't know what the hell went by. Okay, it's that. I'm like, what is this? I need to trust people. We need to open up to the blessings and not let what has happened before, you know, derail that. Because just because they lied, or just because they did what they did, or just because they're fucked in the head, doesn't mean that everybody is. And even if they are, don't cut yourself off in this moment. You know, go out there and explore and receive. And if eventually these people turn bad, just, you know, well, at least it was good while it was good. You know, take the opportunities while they can. Don't cut yourself off. There's lessons and things. We'll figure it out. My main thing has been like, I don't want it. I don't want problems with people. I don't want negative energy. I don't, like, if you come to me and things aren't 100% you're good, then I'm like, okay, I don't, like, not in the fact of like you're not good mentally or emotionally or whatever. It's like, if you're not good with me, then just stay away from me. Because I don't want that at all. I don't want any reason for anybody to have any fucking whatever. Like, if you kind of don't like me, just unsubscribe and block me. Just go away. That's all I want. Don't stick around to hate me more later. Like, you know what I mean? Some people do that. They're like, oh, kind of piss me off. And then they just kind of like look for more reasons to hate on you. But if somebody does that, it's on them, first of all. But there's not much we could do about it, but I'll never understand it, and I also need to stop expecting that, or stop allowing that some people do that to sabotage every other connection or other possibility in my life, or other, you know, opportunity to prosper. You know, just because this person's an asshole doesn't mean everybody's going to be. So remember that, and allow yourself to receive the blessings, the opportunities, the compliments, the love, the light. But, you know, use a little bit of logic and a little bit of awareness, and keep sending healing to the shit that's out there. And if you feel a little bit weird about what's going on, like, that's a red flag. Trust that. And share that with others, because other people may be thinking it. You know, I feel like some people are going to be like, yeah, I kind of felt like that was weird too, but whatever. You know, we can look at the beauty in it, but the beauty is only skin deep, right? It's not like the sky looks pretty, but it's killing all the animals and it's bringing destruction across the land. I would rather not see it. I would rather not see it. And if you don't believe me, go look up all the patents. They are patented, okay? And if you don't believe me about the ionosphere shit, go look it up. Harp will tell you. They've been doing it openly. I'm not going to dismiss, like, global warming, but I'm also going to say that they're fucking adding to it.
I've got an article in the Telegraph from 2007 talking about how scientists are getting closer to steering a hurricane. It's not crazy. I mean, I say this to people, you know, out when I'm on play dates with my kids, and like, so the hurricane was steered, and they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, it goes back to Operation Popeye. So I think all that is very possible. And the other thing that you were saying about like the troposphere and the ionosphere, I made myself a bit schizophrenic investigating one story once about all those birds falling out of the sky. Remember those? Like, there'd be like thousands of birds just fall out of the sky. No one knows why. And Mom like
into that pigeon, the carrier pigeon that went extinct, and there was 1 billion of them, and they all died.
Yeah, dude. There's so many stories like this, and it's very weird. And then I was looking into the cryptochromes is what a lot of these birds have that travel. That migrant birds have cryptochromes in their eyes, and I'm like, well, HARP is probably destroying these birds, right? It must be HARP. So I contact HARP, and I talk to a guy there. He's like, well, we're only burning the ionosphere a little bit.
And they're killing us. Slowly. Anyways, I love you guys. We gotta fight. We gotta fight with the light. We gotta illuminate. We gotta trust. We gotta receive. We gotta work together. And the good people on the planet that are trying to show up for us, we gotta allow them to do that so that we can fight the bad people together. We're stronger together. We're awesome together. I'm going live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on TikTok to do live readings. And I know that's going to be good too. But that was another one of those things. I was like, I'm just going to make up all these excuses to not do it, to cut myself off. I'll go do these other things that like are literally penny on the dollar, not going to help me get anywhere in my life, or drain all my time and energy, when I know if I go on there and I'm consistent with it and I keep doing it, I will have everything I need very quickly. I know it in my soul. But it's like, I just do nothing. I'll go over here and go on live. I'll go live on this place where I don't make any income on, or I'll go on this place and do this thing, or let me leave the house and go out and spend all this money just to do what I'm doing, and make like half of what I would have made if I just consistently showed up. Okay, like we got to stop doing that to ourselves. We got to take the risk sometimes. We got to get over the little lumps and the humps and the things that are blocking us, and just do it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And if it doesn't work on the first day, that doesn't mean it's not going to work, like, you know, the third week or the fourth week. Like my Patreon, I just launched that. We've had like 90 days of Patreon. I'm happy. Like, I didn't expect to, you know, have people, like, even when I launched things in the past, I didn't expect people to sign up to the $45 tier. I didn't expect people to do it. Like, I put it out there hoping that they would, but I didn't expect, like, it to be as much of, like, oh, wow, when they did. And now, again, it's like, wow, people are in here, they're receiving it, they're liking it, and it's helping me in other ways. And some people may look at like, oh, I can't believe it's been 90 days and only this, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking at it as like, it's only been 90 days and I've only been like promoting it a little bit, and there's already this many things that are coming from it. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the other opportunities I have in my life to create abundance and do things that have nothing to do with my spiritual business, that have nothing to do. Like, I have so much stuff here that I took pictures of that I just need to post, I keep forgetting to do. But I like a lot of abundance right there that I can also get out of the house and get cleared. So like when I leave here, I don't have to bring it all with me, and it's like freeing, and it's good. It's like, just take it here, just take it. But it's more abundance too, because it's like things that are valuable. But yeah, like we got to shift our perspective around things, and we got to allow people to come in and bless us. But yes, the light is here. I have the third eye awakening. New levels of awareness are available to assist in your evolution. Do not shy away from a soul revolution. Do not shy away. Don't freak out. Don't be like, oh, this must be wrong. They're going to scam me. If they want to help you, if they want to bless you, receive it. In all ways. From spirit, from the peoples, from yourself. Allow it. But, you know, when it comes to the sky stuff, keep an eye on the sky. I do believe our people are out there helping with that. But we also need to help with that, because it's a lot of what's going, like, there's a lot going on, a lot across the whole freaking world. I saw a video the other day that was like 12 minutes long. It was just little clips of across the freaking world in 2024 only, of places that have been flooding, of places that have been having all these like horrible things go on. And it's like, that's kind of weird. Keeps reminding me of the dream I had when I was a little girl, and I didn't even have in my conscious awareness like an understanding, or I never saw anything in my 5 years of life, to have a recurring dream of an entire city underwater with dead people all over the place and me floating. I was like, I couldn't, like it's still kind of like, what was going on? Because I could not comprehend it as a child, 17. I could not comprehend it as a child that I was dead or other people were dead. Like, we're just all under there floating around and the whole city was underwater. But it was ominous, it was scary, and it was bad. And every time I see these things with the water and stuff, I'm like, we're here to prevent that from happening again. And if it does happen again, I said this the other day, I recorded something, I don't think I shared it though. I was like, if something comes, like, just let me drown, because I don't want to be outside of the house with no way to eat. Like, it's already difficult enough to live on the planet. Like, I don't want to be hunting, I don't want to be gathering, I don't want it to get worse. Like, because at first I was like, maybe I could move to like a top of like the highest mountain that like that guy owns, because he owns all of the farmlands and he happens to own all the places that when they have a projected map that shows what will be flooded when like the big flood comes, what won't be underwater, he owns all of that. So I was like, maybe you get close to those places. And then I was like, no, like it's already so difficult on the planet. I don't want to be like having to go around in a boat and like hunt or grow things, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to make it even more difficult. I just go peacefully. Just let me go peacefully, please. But in the meantime, let's help to prevent that from happening. Let's do some work. Maybe it would be a good thing to happen, because it's cleansing, it's clearing. Like, I do feel like one of the detriments to the earth is the presence of humans. Not all humans, but many of them. We haven't treated it well. It's almost like one of these things is not like the other, and it's the people on the planet that don't really belong. Like, we're the only things trying to get off the planet. We're the only things that are always building shit on it that are like harmful to it. We're the only things that are putting clothes on and communicating to each other the ways that we do. Like, they all communicate, but they do it in a very animalistic way. The earth is set up for them. Earth is not really set up for us. It's like, it's either too cold or too hot. It's like we don't belong here. Just like Goldilocks didn't belong in the Three Bears house. We don't belong here. That's why it's uncomfortable and weird, and all of these other things going on it are weird. It's like we need to just go back to being soul bodies, you know, light bodies, or animal beings. Like, we've evolved or something to a point where it's like we're actually like devolving. We need to go. We need to give the earth back to the earth. And yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I'm kind of just rambling. But yeah, light is here. Good things are coming. Allow the blessings in. In Mune Namaste. It's 5:55 p.m. and I am very early. I left my house thinking it was like the time, like the next time that I looked at my clock, it said 5:30, and I was like, what? I was questioning if my clock was wrong, because I could have sworn that, no, how is it only 5:30 right now? It was like 5:30 when I was leaving the house a long time ago. No, I'm not supposed to be there till 6:30. What? So I just went to Chuchi's, and I was like, wow, this is nice. It's cheaper, way nicer. When I told my dad, I was like, I'm going in here to see if they have the dog log and the other things that I needed. He's like, okay. And then I was like, wow, it's much cheaper. And so I like Googled, where am I? Because I didn't know where I was. And then I sent him the picture of the location. And I was like, he's probably like, she's retarded. Because I don't even know where I am. Yeah, I don't know where I am. I'm just in the world. I wouldn't know where I am without the phone. Yeah. Hopefully we don't get any floods here, because I'm not gonna know where I am as soon as like I'm in the water. Get in the water. I watched a video last night that was about 12 minutes long of all the floods that have happened in 2024 across the world, not just here, all across the world. Like, we saw Dubai. We knew that Dubai was doing the cloud seeding and all of that stupid shit, and they got their big floods. But they're not the only ones. There's literally been floods like in almost every fucking country and continent, and keeps reminding me of the recurring dream I had when I was like 5 years old. And that was a time that I did not see anything in my world to have the type of like visuals that I was seeing. Like, my understanding of that dream grew as I grew, because when I was a little fucking kid, I didn't even understand that I was dead in the dream. Like, I didn't even understand that the other people were dead in the dream, but they were. I was underwater. Everybody was underwater. Everybody was dead, floating. I was floating, couldn't move. I could just float slowly, near and far from people. And the whole city. It was the whole city. And I had that dream so many fucking times as like a 5-year-old little girl. But seeing those things last night and seeing what's been going on, it just keeps reminding me of that. And it wouldn't be the first time that the planet has flooded. So I would recommend people get a boat or go up high or just let yourself drown, because honestly, I don't think I want to be carrying on living if it's gonna get even fucking harder to live. Like if you gotta like look for food, like you can't just go onto Trushi's because Trushi's there. Like, if you gotta hunt and try to survive, just kill me, just shoot me or let me drown or whatever's the easiest, most difficult, like less painful, you know. I don't want that. I just want to be easy, man. I don't want to keep going. I don't want to do your project 2025. I don't want to live in a minute city. I don't want to do what you try to do. I don't want to flood. I don't want to be washed away. Like, I just, no. I'm okay. I'm okay. I will leave. And honestly, don't think it matters who the fuck you vote for, because all that shit is coming. Regardless if you motherfucking want it or not, regardless of who you choose to put into that seat, because they don't matter. They aren't calling the shots. It's the big guys up top. BlackRock, Vanguard. Go look into who those families are, and you'll start to figure that shit out. But everything is owned. When they own the television, they can tell you what they want. It's when they own the information, oh, they can bend it all they want. That's why we're waiting on the world